Hello, beautiful people. My name remains Dr. Maduako, and this is part of our series in the channel lastlongerng.com, where we address very salient sexual issues that pertain to men and their sexual relationships. And as part of our continued process to make sure that you win every day, win as a man, win as a man that's alive to responsibilities in the bedroom, I've noticed from the discussion I've had with loads of our clients that there's a recurring decimal in terms of the challenges they face, and that is about premature ejaculation, which in common parlance means not being able to sustain erection until your partner is satisfied. And that has been a recurring decimal, even though loads of the clients say that they've used several products, the sprays, the tablets, and they've not been able to achieve a permanent cure. And if you're out there and you're watching me right now and you've not been able to achieve a permanent cure, most times it's as a result of the psychological basis of premature ejaculation. In the previous videos, I had mentioned the other aspects or the other causes or risk factors to premature ejaculation, and that is not the subject of discussion for today. The subject of discussion for today in the next 15 to 20 minutes is winning the psychological war of premature ejaculation. You could write it down. It's winning the psychological war of premature ejaculation. How do you win and win always? And I've decided to do this series because to win the psychological war of premature ejaculation, you must understand certain principles, and those certain principles are somehow intertwined with your personality, with the hormone levels in you, as well as your partner. So right away, we'll delve into it, and I'm going to be starting in a chronological order so that you'll be able to pick up exactly what I'm saying. So if you are just joining us now, my name remains Dr. Maduako. You can always reach me via +447 341 322 683. Let me repeat that number once again: +447 341 322 683, and I'm a clinician with the NHS in England. So send me a WhatsApp message and I would always respond to you, most times in the evenings, and we can have a chat. So baseline, how do you win the psychological war of premature ejaculation? So winning the psychological war of premature ejaculation starts from number one, knowing what your anatomy is. So what is your anatomy? And when we talk about anatomy, we're actually referring to what is your constitution. What are you made up of? Who are you in terms of being a man? And in simple terms, what that means is that you are a man because you have the levels of hormone known as testosterone that are higher than that of a female. And testosterone is responsible for all the physical characteristics of a man, is responsible for the ejaculation you have, is responsible for the growth in the penis, is responsible for the pubic hair, is responsible for the change in your voice, is responsible for your drive, your sexual drive, is responsible for your ability to sustain an erection. Now, this testosterone works in consonance with other factors, and these factors would include the patency of the vessels in your penis. And when I mean to talk about the patency of the vessels, I'm referring to how open are the blood vessels in your penis, because when you have an erection, you should have open vessels so that blood could engorge and you have a good and good erection. So testosterone is chief, and part of the core principles of testosterone is haste. Testosterone gives you that ability to be a man, that ability to be aggressive, that ability to be result driven, that ability to be a goal getter, and that are the attributes of testosterone. That is why you see sometimes you could see that a lady is a little bit laid back and the man is going forward, trying to achieve what he wants to achieve. That is the key to testosterone. And still, even though that key or property of testosterone is a good quality in terms of achieving life's ambitions, life's challenges, it is still the challenge, is still the problem in terms of conquering premature ejaculation. So number one, for you to conquer premature ejaculation, you need to understand your anatomy, and you need to understand that you have high levels of testosterone, and these high levels of testosterone are related with urgency, with haste, with ability to go forward and do something. So key point, know the background. I'm a man and I have loads of testosterone, and I'm related, and testosterone is related to haste, is related to ability to move forwards, sympathetic response. That's what we'll refer to it. The next one I want you to understand is to understand her anatomy. If you've not understood your anatomy, you need to appreciate what her own anatomy is so that you know exactly what she's bringing to the table. And in terms of that, her anatomy is directly the opposite of testosterone. She wants it laid back. She wants it calm. She wants it easy. She wants it in a sequential order. And they have little of testosterone, but they still have loads of other hormones known as estrogens, known as progesterones. And these, especially the estrogen when the woman is not pregnant, are responsible for the sexual drive she has. They are responsible for the libido she has. They are responsible for every female development you see in terms of the achievement of breast size, the achievement of hip size, the achievement of waist size, the achievement of the buttocks. Whatever you see in a female is all tied to estrogen. And the key point here is that estrogen is a laid-back hormone. So have that at the back of your mind. Estrogen is a laid-back hormone. You want to take it easy, and he wants to take it calmly, while testosterone, which is your hormone, is the hormone that is responsible for being in a haste, for taking things the way you see them. And it's good in terms of other life challenges, but in terms of your sexuality and winning the psychological war, it may not be actually the best. You will get to see as we go further down into the discussion. A classic example that exhibits what I've just said in the last 7 minutes or 8 minutes, it's basically the products of fertilization. Lots of people wonder why you have loads of females more than you have male offsprings. It is simple because a male is formed by the coming together of two alleles of a chromosome, that is the X and the Y. And the female is formed just by the two, the X, the double X. So for the Y, which is only coming from the man, it is fast. It has the attributes of testosterone. It is fast. It wants to make haste. It wants to reach the egg before the X. And most times, because it is fast, it wants to make haste, it dies on the way. And the slow, sluggish X eventually wins the race. And that's a classic example of explaining what testosterone is and what estrogen is. And in furtherance of that, that explains who you are and who she is. Now, that brings me to the next concept, which is, what are your wishes? Your wishes are, you want to make haste in terms of sexual intercourse. You want to make haste, you want to get in, you want to prove you're a man and you want to get out. You want to leave her always asking for more. You want to make her believe that you are the man that can do the job. Now that is related to testosterone. What are her own wishes? Her own wishes are basically, she wants to take it easy. Yes, she may tell you, ride on, do it faster, but that at that point in time is coming because of an increased intensity. But the male hormone wants to take it faster, and intrinsically her female hormone, her female body wants it. She could say harder, but she wants it longer. That supersedes the harder. That supersedes the faster. It must be longer. And that is where most persons miss it. And that is where I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be dwelling a whole lot on the psychology of premature ejaculation, how to win. The psychology is based on these things I have just said. The psychology is in your head. The psychology is, you want to get in, you want to get out. You want to leave her wanting for more. You want to make her come for more. And her own psychology is, I want this, but I want it faster, but most importantly, longer. And importantly, in terms of longer, is if she's not getting that longer, especially for the first, second, the third episodes, the fourth episodes, the fifth experiences, she starts now to distance herself from you. Now starts giving you excuses because she's not getting it for longer. And now it becomes a vicious cycle. What is a vicious cycle? Because she starts giving you excuses, and because you are always in a hurry, you want to make haste. At that point, when she's giving you excuses, the testosterone surge falls, and what happens is that your erection equally goes with it. And once your erection goes with it, self-confidence equally goes, and that becomes a vicious cycle. The next time when she's come together, in quotes, to have it again, your hormones are not responding because psychologically you've been defeated once, twice, third, and the fourth time. And now you are afraid that that defeat is going to happen again. And that leads you into a series of other things. Now, the series of other things could include the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is masturbation. Now, it is key, very key, that if you want to win the psychological war of premature ejaculation, masturbation must go. And I want to underline the words must. It is very imperative. It is very expedient. It is very instructive. Whatever English you want to use there, you can put in your local parlance. Masturbation must go, because masturbation will psychologically defeat you. Now, why does it psychologically defeat you? It defeats you because when you're masturbating, you have a mental picture of a lady who probably you've not been able to muster up the courage to walk up to her, or to muster up the courage to satisfy her, because you felt impotent, in quotes. You felt inadequate to pick up the courage and do what you're supposed to do. So it becomes a vicious cycle. You keep masturbating. Your erection keeps dwindling because masturbation has a direct effect on your erection. Your erection keeps dwindling. And when your erection keeps dwindling, when you are eventually faced with the reality of performance, you cannot perform, because there are two things now working against you. Psychology is working against you, and testosterone is equally working against you, which means your erection is not doing well. Your erection is not doing well. Psychologically, we are equally down. So these are the factors that aid masturbation to win you. And from today, you shall continue to win against masturbation. If there is an issue in terms of that, you can go straight to the website. I'm going to be leaving links down here. You can go straight to the part of the website where we talked about masturbation, how to stop masturbation. You could go there and you will see the stepwise approach on how to follow it and how to get rid of it. And that is number one. The number two thing I'm going to be mentioning is engaging in graduated penis exercises. You must engage in graduated penis exercises. It has to be a lifestyle. It has to be part and parcel of your upbringing. Now, when I mean part and parcel of your life, it has to be something you do once in 2 days or once in 3 days. And what that does, it helps strengthen the penis. It helps open up blocked vessels. It helps open atherosclerotic vessels. In one of the videos where we talked about some of the predisposing factors to having very weak erection, we talked about atherosclerotic plaques, we talked about diabetes, we talked about hypertension, we talked about coronary artery disease. Now, most persons that have this, they don't even know, but the only presenting complaints they have is that they usually have weak erection. And when they have weak erection, they are not able to last longer. And when they are not able to last longer, the confidence falls because they are not able to perform their statutory responsibilities. And when the confidence falls, they are still not, it now becomes a vicious cycle. So, number two is you must engage in graduated exercises. And when we talk about penis exercises, we're talking about encouraging more blood flow into the penis. We're talking about encouraging more erection into the penis. We're talking about inducing and stimulating more testosterone into that part of the body, because just as Lamarck said, which is the law of use and disuse atrophy, if you don't use a part of your body, it begins to atrophy. And when it begins to atrophy, you begin to see the demerits of that atrophy. And the demerits of that atrophy show up in weak erection, show up in not being able to last as long as you wish. And the last one, which is very important, which is very key, and that has actually led me in producing this video for our teaming audience, for our clients. It's because loads of people have always mentioned that I've used product A, I've used product B, I've used product C, I've used product D for this, and I'm not able to achieve a cure, and I'm not able to achieve what I want to achieve. I'm not able to still last as long as I wish. And it's because these products are not meant to help you when the background is poor. When you are struggling psychologically, when you are struggling in your mind, when you are still masturbating, there is no way these products would work for you. Those things have to be taken out of the mantra. Then these products can set the background for these things to start working. They can help you jumpstart the process. Let me give you a very typical example. You could have someone who suffers from very weak erection, and that has led to a vicious cycle, and he's been conquered in the mind. How has he been conquered in the mind? Because he has weak erection, he's not able to satisfy his wife, his partner, or whoever his partner is, and that makes him lose the psychological ability to win the war. And when he has lost the psychological ability to win the war, he avoids sexual episodes. So what these medications, what these can do for you is to help you maintain an erection for the first, the second, the third episodes, and you're able to achieve what you want to achieve. But you must combine this with the other things I've talked about, which is the penis exercises. You must stop masturbation. You must win the war psychologically. You must know that you are able to do what you are meant to do as a man. Now, loads of products are there for you to use. You may ask me, which one am I going to recommend? I could recommend loads of them, but you could just check on our website, lastlongerng.com. You will see loads of those products which you could pick up and you could begin to use, and you could begin to see results. I'm always here to serve as your clinical advisor. I'm here to help you. You could chat me up on WhatsApp +447 341 322 683, and I'll be here to be with you and to provide you advice. You could drop off your comments at the end of this video, and you could equally send up your comments via my email address, drmaduako@lastlongerng.com, and I'll be there to respond to you. Thank you very much for watching. I remain Dr. Maduako, and I'll be with you by next week. All right. Thank you. Bye.